Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 71 and the final episode for 2021 of Like, Share, Follow. And this week, I'm joined by Emma Williams, who is a social media assistant at Pixel Co Creative and Marketing. Welcome, Emma. How are you?
I'm really good. Thanks for having me, Karen.
Thank you. Well, and as I normally, when I speak to someone, we say, "Oh, it's been such a long time," and we sort of said that, but it's really only been about 5 weeks. But it's felt like a long time since I've seen you.
I know it has. 5 weeks goes very fast when you're busy.
And so tell me, so you've just finished up your degree. What did you study at USC?
I did a Bachelor of Communications and I majored in marketing and social media.
Excellent. And so you were in, I taught you throughout, but you were in like the last sort of class was the social media management class.
Yeah.
And the internship before that too. So
yeah, and I think I actually had you in my first year.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, well, it's been lovely seeing you come right through. And so I remember when we were in that final class for this semester, where you were looking forward to finally going full time at Pixel Co. So you did your internship there, and they loved you so much that they employed you, and then they just said, "Hurry up and finish so we can put you on full time."
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. And so what do you think made you stand out? Like, first of all, how did that come about? How did you first approach them? Did they advertise the job, or did you just reach out? And how did that all come about? And what do you think helped you stand out from other people going for those sorts of roles at Pixel Co?
So I started out at Pixel Co as an internship, and they weren't advertising an internship, and I don't actually know if they've ever had an intern before. But I pretty much just reached out and they didn't have like any jobs going, but I sort of explained to Kara, the director, that like I'm at university and I need to do an internship class and was wondering if you'd take me on. So that all came about and I did my internship 2 days a week there. And then throughout my internship, they slowly started to ask me to work 1 day paid a week, and then it got to 2 days paid a week. And then by the end of it, it was sort of like, okay, when are you finished so you can go full time, which is really good. It was really nice to have a boss who wanted me there full time. And I think what made me stand out from everyone else was I just was proactive and I was confident and I just I was proactive. I also attached a portfolio of my work. So even though it was my first job outside of uni, I had a lot of assessment pieces that applied to the job that I was going for. And I think that really helped as well in knowing what I could do.
Absolutely. And so what does your job actually involve?
So at the moment, I currently manage about 13 to 14 clients, which means I manage their social media accounts. So it's very busy. I have a lot on, but it's really good. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, and so you create all the content, write all the copies, do all the scheduling, to do the analytics as well.
Yeah, so we do like check-ins each week, and then we do like our big monthly reports as well.
Excellent. And so without like naming your clients, what sort of industries do they work in?
They honestly range very crazy. So some days I could be doing like a pet shop. Today I was doing a tattoo artist. Other days I'm doing kitchen companies or doctors. It's very, very diverse.
That's excellent. And that really, I think that sort of pushes you as, say, a social media manager and producer, because you have to be quite creative to come up with engaging content and engaging written copy and visuals that are actually going to pop out of people's news feeds and get them to stop scrolling.
Yeah, for sure.
And how do you find that? So how do you find like jumping in between completely different types of content and industries? Is it hard, or you're finding it easier now that you've been doing it a while?
It's definitely still challenging, but I am finding the more clients I take on, it is definitely getting easier because I've done them previous months, so I know what works, what doesn't work, and what the client wants as well.
Yeah. Excellent. And so let's focus now on your career. So what has been some of the best career advice that you've been given?
I think just being proactive and being confident. I think just standing out from the crowd is something that's really good. And for me, like how I got my job now was just being proactive and going after what I wanted, even though they hadn't had an internship before. I was confident in myself and what I knew and what I could give to the business as well.
Yeah, no, and that's great. And I think sometimes it's hard to feel confident when you haven't done something before, but you have to sort of do something to feel confident. It's like this catch-22. So sometimes you just have to push yourself to do it, and then the more you do it, it gets easier.
Yeah, exactly.
And so now reflecting on your university career, what were some of the things that you learned at university that you found most helpful in your current role?
I think having like the real life experience, like the internship, was really useful. And also working with real life clients was really good because I was able to interact on a more professional level. And you had set like deadlines is what you do. Like I have set deadlines that I have to work to now in my job. And I think working with a real life client when you're at university is really important so you can learn those professional deadlines and how important they are to be met.
Absolutely. And I just think because it's hard. Like I remember when I first got out, having to pick up the phone and talk to someone for the first time, I was petrified. And people looked at me like I was, what's wrong with you? And it's just because I hadn't done that before. So getting the opportunity, I think, to do that where you can actually be coached and mentored and supported by your lecturers and your tutors to guide you on how to do it. I think gives you, the ability to have that experience. So when you get out, it's just second nature.
Yeah, exactly.
And so on the flip side of that, what has been something that you wish you'd learned at university that you've really needed in your current role?
I think definitely Facebook ads. I slowly am starting to work in that area a little bit more at my job, but I definitely wish that I had a little bit more experience from uni in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think so we've revamped one of our advertising courses to make it more current. So I'm really, really hoping that there will be Facebook ads in there. Yeah. Even though like that could be a whole like course in itself.
There's so much to learn. Yeah.
Yeah. So even if we did like a basic overview and then pointed to resources where people can delve in more deeply. So how are you learning that? Like what are you using? What are some of the courses or things that you're doing to skill yourself up in that area?
Well, while I was at uni, I was doing a lot of the Facebook Blueprint courses, which was really helpful. And then since being at my job, I have a really good manager, and she's just been slowly introducing me, into ads manager and what everything means in there, because there's a lot and it gets a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's good. And I think sometimes too, having someone there to guide you is a good way to learn as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And so what is something that because you're like right in the thick of social media day to day, so what's something that you've learned in the last couple of weeks that you've found really interesting? It could be like a platform change or a hack or a tool or just something that you found interesting that's quite new.
Well, I actually just saw a few days ago that I believe Facebook's now distributing podcasts, like episodes, directly to the platform. So you don't have to go onto Spotify or like the podcast app anymore. Like I believe you can just go directly to Facebook, which is really cool. But I think that's only in the US at the moment. But it is exciting for when that does come to Australia. I think that's going to be a really big change for that platform.
Yeah, and I've actually seen there is actually an option when I use Business Manager and go to my business Facebook page. I can actually see that there is that option there. I don't have podcasts, but I could use the audio from this. You could be on a podcast. So I think it's definitely coming, or maybe just some accounts have it. But Yeah, and I think Facebook's trying to respond to that whole that audio boom, like with Clubhouse and those sort of live audio spaces, but also the recorded ones. I mean, podcasts have been popular for so long.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's starting a podcast at the moment.
Yeah. But it's and hopefully that it's hard to. It's like when everyone started a blog, like it's necessary, but you hope that they get better, because not everyone should have a blog or but that's the thing. That's the beauty of the internet. Everyone has a voice, so that's really good. And so tell me, what is a piece of advice you would give to emerging professionals? So you're now out and into your first full-time role at an agency. What would you say to someone who's still at university or just about to finish, like you, about how they can succeed in their career?
I would say if you're still at uni, definitely look at internships. They're the best. And it applies to anybody, but just to be really confident, know what you can do, know what you're doing is really good, and always be open to ask for help. I know it sometimes can be scary to ask for help because you sometimes think you should know everything, but it's really important to ask for help and always be open to learning new things as well.
Yeah, great advice. And that's the thing, the learning never ends, particularly in social media. Like, it changes every day. You're constantly learning and trying to apply it. So, yeah. And the most important question of the whole show is, who do you like, share, and follow?
Well, I actually have just started following this account. It's called Work in Social, they said, on Instagram. And they just post really relatable images for anybody working in social media. Like, they're really funny. So that's definitely a great one to follow, I think.
Oh, excellent. Well, maybe you could even tag it or something in the post for this. That would be great. Oh, that's cool. That sort of brings us to the end of our questions. So is there something you would like to say to finish up our interview?
No, I think we sort of covered everything. I think just be confident, look for internships, and don't be afraid to ask questions if you are out there and at uni or looking for a job.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, like, the best students ask questions, because that's why they become so smart, because they're constantly asking and learning. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, excellent. Well, thank you so much, Emma. I appreciate you jumping on after a long day of work. So thank you. And for being my final interview for 2021.
Exciting.
I know. So I've actually completed 41 interviews this year.
Yeah,
so I'm tired. So thank you for bearing with me to be my final one. And we're returning on the 19th of January and interviewing Kate Witten, who's the creative director at Bella Digital. So that will be a really great one to kick off 2022. And we've had some comments. So Anthony Roberto has commented and said, good evening to us. And he said, congratulations, Emma, on a fabulous start to your career post-graduation. You're destined for great things in the future with your confidence, initiative, knowledge, determination, and your tenacity. So thanks, Anthony.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, great. Well, thanks, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you in 2022. Thanks so much.